Hey guys, I'm Casey, also known as Charlie to some of my friends. I won't tell you my real name because this is the internet and that's not a good idea. I am studying animation at De Montfort University in Leicester, which is in England, in the big UK. It's not that big. I don't know why I said that. I am going to start up my YouTube channel properly. I really should be doing it to start up my portfolio for animation in general, but I figured I might as well just throw in some tutorials, anything I've got for you guys. Starting off with life drawing. I don't know if people go to YouTube for life drawing lessons, but and I am only 18, so I don't know what I can teach you, but I got a first, so I guess I know something. So if you fancy looking at how life drawing is done rather than just trying to read it out of a book, then I can show you that. Starting with the female body, an average female body, I should say, adult female body. And I'm basically just going to break it down for you, go through proportions and what's correct and what's not. So I will move on to the screenshot. I'll be doing this in Photoshop Elements CS4 or 5, I can't remember which one I've got. And we'll take it from there. Okay, I will see you on the next screen. Okay, so this is Photoshop Elements CS4 or CS6, I can't remember which one it is. Unfortunately this is a voiceover because for some reason QuickTime didn't record my voice as well as the movie. So I have to do it this way, which is very annoying, but I will try and have that sorted for the next time. Okay, so you've got your basic canvas here, you've got all your tools down the side, it's pretty basic. You've got your brush, your Smart Tool brush, although that one's usually more for photographs or finishing off digital pieces. You've got your gradient, your rectangle, your blur, your sponge, and you've got your eraser, red eye removal, spot healing. Again, those two are more for photographs, correcting any unwanted acne or maybe the devil eye. You've got your straighten tool, and you've got the lasso and the rectangle tool, which allows you to select different bits and pieces. I'm sorry if my throat's a little bit raspy, but I have a chest infection and it's about 12:30 in the evening. So sorry, you're just gonna have to bear with me. So you've got your lasso tool. That was a bit messy, but yeah, so those are your general tools. You've got your basic select. Now if you want to adjust the image, I am looking in completely the wrong place. You want to go to image, resize. Image size is only for if you have layers, really. So you want to go to canvas size, click on that, and you want to go to pixels. Well, I work in pixels, I don't know about you guys, and that's what I've got at the moment. Random person shouting outside my room. Okay, so that's the basic thing, the basic canvas. I usually work in quite big pixels because it allows for more detail. Come on, tablet work. Yeah, I am working on a tablet just for future reference. I have the Intuos 4, which is one of the newer versions. But of course this works with any old tablet that you might have, or if you are a mouse person, I wouldn't recommend it, but if you are, good on you, I guess. I used to have that skill, lost that a while ago. Okay, right, so let's get started, shall we? You always want to start off with the head. The head is the most important part. It helps you get all the proportions right from the start, really. You could start from the body or the hips, but really it's not recommended, because then you've got to try and attach a head on, and although in Photoshop that might be easy, it's you know, if you're drawing on a pad or something, you can't really just pick up the head and move it. So start with the head, and you go into the face. You don't have to go sorry, into too much detail with the face for now. Just kind of do a circle, do a slight cone at the bottom. Your centre line would be roughly down there, comes straight from the top of the skull down. So if she was standing straight onto you, that's what you'd base it on. That is very thin, but that is where your torso would be, roundabout. That's where your hips would be. And then you've got your neck up here, and a normal human neck is actually quite thick. A woman's body, just to note, they're always more curved. They're not as angular, usually. I say usually, because we're basing this on a very basic body shape here. Oh no, that's wrong. Don't want that. There we go. I'm using the same tool, the same brush for the rubber as I am for the brush tool, just because I like the effect it gives. I like the fact that you can still see some of the lines that you put in before. It kind of gives you an idea as to where you've gone wrong. Helps you be a bit more accurate. Okay, so that is the centre line for your face. I'll go into faces another time. We won't focus too much on that for now. What we really want is the body shape. Okay, so let's do a sexy pose with some curved hips. Okay, let's put some hair in just to kind of get the angle of the face. The angle of the face can be determined by every little feature that you have, including the placement of the hair, like the top of the hairline across your forehead. Now for the shoulders, you want them to be the same width as the head. So if you turn the head sideways, like this, watch while I make a mess of this. I would use the shortcuts, but this is just so you can see what I'm doing. And then if you just rotate it 90 degrees, nope, that's wrong. There we go. And place it over the shoulders. Like this. You can see that it's roughly the same size as the width of the skull. The width of the head, that's kind of what you're looking for there. Just delete that. Yes. Okay. So then you want to put two circles in, kind of for the shoulders. So you put one there and one there, and then you'll have the what are they called? The collarbone coming up to the shoulders, and the arms will be coming up next to the head, just because, why not? So you kind of want to go based on a skeleton here. Your elbow joints will be up here. Just remember that the elbow joints, if they were by your side, they'll come into your waist, the bit between the end of your rib cage and the beginning of your hips. They'll come into the thinnest part of you, of your chest. So we'll go into building the torso. Don't worry if it looks a little bit too thick to start off with. The human body is not naturally thin like in the manga. You see some very, very strange proportions in anime, stuff like this, with very big curved hips that are far too over accentuated. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but that's not what we're trying to achieve here. We want realistic. So then you go into the waist here, and you want to follow the spine. This is your spine, and any movement you do has to be based around the spine, obviously, because without the spine you wouldn't be able to move at all. Funny that. Okay, so we'll put more definition into the arms. Remember around here, the the muscles are bulging out. If you ever have trouble guessing, you should never have to guess. If you have trouble with muscle mass, if you don't know where things are supposed to go and how it's supposed to look, then put your camera on your computer, get someone to take a picture of you doing the pose you want, and just have a look at yourself, because at the end of the day, it's all well and good saying, you know, you've got to do more older bodies with, you know, saggy features, or you've got to do, you know, do some younger bodies with nice taut features. It's all well and good saying that, but starting off, you will always find that you base your body, the bodies that you draw, on yourself, because whose body do you know better than your own? You've grown up looking at your body as it's developed, and you know, it's just natural. So you don't ever be afraid to kind of take a look at yourself to reference stuff. Okay, so we'll go into the breasts here. If we're looking at a sort of older woman, which this is, that's a bit wonky, that's weird, then they will drop a bit. This is, you know, even normal for younger girls, teen girls. No boobs are ever particularly perky as to be completely round. That's not how they are. Let's just define that a bit more. Have that coming out to the side a bit. Because you also want to remember twists and turns in the body. Her torso will be twisting this way, so her breast will be more prominent here, whereas her hips will be coming out more over here. So as let's just say she's picking up her leg, so this hip will be lower down, the other one will be higher up, to kind of accentuate the place that she's leaning on. Because you'll always have, one thing to remember, you'll always have the center line based on one leg or in between both if necessary. You've got to remember how weight works. And then we going into the crotch area. Just imagine that she's wearing a swimsuit, a high-rise swimsuit that comes over the hips and follows the line of the waist. That should all become one big triangle, downward-facing triangle. Let's put more definition into the hips. Okay, that's starting to come together nicely. Don't do what I'm doing right now. Don't rub out too many of the guidelines, especially if you're starting off, because doing that can completely skew your sense of proportion. We have the skeleton to measure proportion, so just keep that in mind. Rub it out if you've done it too dark. Obviously, the skeleton is not supposed to be a part of the drawing. What am I doing? Resize. I want to make it a bit longer, because I won't be able to fit the legs in at this rate. Let's make that 700. There we go, and that makes it a bit longer, although it adds it proportionally to each side of the canvas, which is annoying. So let's move that up. The free transform cheat on a Mac, I don't know for Windows, it's probably Control T, but here it's Command T, which is that little symbol, that little weird symbol. Oh look, there it is. There you go. And of course you have different letters for different actions. Anyway, let's get back to the drawing. Let's start filling in the legs. This leg will come in front, because that is where all the weight is being distributed. That is the center. Click. Yeah, so just start filling in those legs. Again, if the thighs look a bit too chunky, that's, you know, it's actually quite natural. You know, legs are not supposed to be stick thin. It's just the way the human body works. One thing I would say is if you do take life drawing lessons, proper life drawing lessons, which I would recommend at some point if you do want to go into any form of artwork, it's always good to, or any form of job in the creative industry, as it were, I would recommend having done a couple of life drawing sessions at least, if you're not going to do them at college or a university or something, because obviously our entire lives are based around the human being, and you know, don't ever be embarrassed by it. It's completely natural. It's a human body. This is, you know, this is how we look. Sure, we're used to wearing clothes nowadays in civilization, but this is just the way it is. Okay, now we're going to go into the calf muscles. Just be wary of where the bone is here. There's the knee. Let's see. What am I doing? Okay. So that's how it's looking at the moment. We'll leave the arms for a bit later. Yeah. I've completely forgotten what I was doing at this point. Just reinforcing lines, I guess. In terms of the skeleton, always, if you do need to, refer to a book. They are incredibly useful. A book on anatomy. I would recommend. I don't have the book with me. That's silly. I just have a whole load of animation books with me. Never mind. I will have a look at the books that I've got back home. And I will let you know what kind of books would be best for, you know, determining weight and stuff. This is the basic structure of the collarbone area. They will always meet at the top of the shoulders, and you've got the point, central point down here, and the throat going up to behind the ears, around your jawline. But again, we won't focus too much on the face, just add in some hair just to add to it. There we go. Let's just add in the rest of this arm here because it looks a bit lonely and bare. Okay. Okay, this will go behind the front leg, obviously, and you can't really see much of it, but you will you still see a little bit. And then this goes down into the ankles, and I'm going to have to make this bigger again because I don't quite have room for the feet. In terms of hands and feet, I will do a separate tutorial for those. They are very tricky, always have been. I don't know any artist who ever claimed they were professionals at drawing hands. Okay, let's see. So if this is the hip, always be careful of the bones in the legs and where they are. Because obviously you've got your head up here, you've got your centre line there, your spine, your hips. Why do I keep doing that? Your hips will go around about here, and the bones will, for your legs that go down your thigh, will come in from about here. You've got your knee joint, and then your calf joint will always come closer, comes close to the inside of your leg, like that. Resize this. Pixels, let's go 3000, that's enough, or should be. There we go. Okay, and let's do the hands and feet. Oh, let's move this up first actually. Oh. And zoom out. This thing's a little bit laggy, so just bear with me. My Mac is full of things and files that have taken up space very quickly. On another note, while I'm just sorting this out, I might as well talk a little bit about other stuff that I do. I'm planning on doing a few tutorials for animation software, maybe, if you're lucky. There are plenty of things out there, but they're all done by older people with a lot more experience, so I'm going to tell it from a student's perspective. Give you some, basic, very basic pointers, without all the kind of mystic mumbo jumbo. Go through different bits and pieces in Maya, which is the industry basics, and maybe go through Toon Boom for 2D software, and yeah, I'll do some. I'll probably show you some other digital paintings that I've done over my time. Show you some techniques with some of the brushes that I found and stuff like that. Something to get you started, maybe, if you're interested in digital artistry. I do more fantasy-based stuff, and yes, I do have several pages. I have a DeviantArt account called Kayasi. Obviously, I have my YouTube account called Kayasi, and I have a sumo.fm account, also called Kayasi. And I have my own website called comicninja.com, sorry, which is for creative writers, people who like to write manga, comics, or just write scripts or stuff in general. Okay, this is a basic outline of the feet. It's terrible, but that is basically the shape of a foot. I will go into feet more in depth, obviously, as I just said. But we won't focus too much on them now. For the time being, we're just doing this. Always remember the big toes are on the inside. I can't tell you how many times I used to mess that up. And remember, there are 5 big toes. There are 5 toes. 5 big toes? 5 toes. Because it's funny, when I was doing some 3D modelling. Oh no, that's my Facebook page. Don't need to see that. When I was doing my 3D modelling, I decided to make a foot and only made enough room for 4 toes. So that was my bad. But yeah, so if you want to look up some of my stuff, you feel free to. Love to see some new friends and make some new friends through my website. Just for reflection, it's www.comicninja.ning.com, and yeah, it's very new. It hasn't taken off the ground yet, funnily enough, but that's because I know practically no one who does creative writing. So if you do have any friends who know, give them a call. Tell them about me and my website. Thank you. Okay, let's just add the hand in. That'll do for now. We are coming to a close, actually. Yeah, so that's the final product. I will try and post up some more bits and pieces, some other poses maybe, so you can see what else the female body is capable of looking like. But that is the basis of what we've got here. Okay, and I think I shall love you and leave you guys and stop messing around with the scrolling button now. That'd be good. Okay. Hopefully I'll hear something from you guys, or get a few more views or something, a few more members on my website. a few more fans on my pages, and I will see you guys later. Alright.
It's all in love.